So, what if you had your very own health expert right in your pocket 24/7? I mean, something that chews through your wearable data, knows your medical history, and gives you super personalized advice on everything from sleep to fitness. It sounds a little like science fiction, doesn't it? But this is exactly the future that researchers are building as we speak. So, let's dive into how this tech could become your own personal health team. Now, the big idea here isn't just one single AI. No, it's a whole team of specialized agents all working just for you. Picture this. You've got a data scientist agent that's crunching all the numbers from your smartwatch. Then there's a health domain expert that provides solid evidence-based knowledge. And finally, a health coach to help you set your goals and, actually stick to them. This is the framework they're calling the personal health agent, or PHA. And honestly, the promise of this technology is, well, it's kind of mind-blowing. We're not just talking about fancy step counters or calorie trackers here. We are talking about AI models that can generate near-expert, almost superhuman insights into your personal health. To really get a handle on just how capable these systems are, researchers from Google and Stanford decided to put a specialized personal health large language model to the test. And they didn't mess around. They had it sit for the exact same professional certification exams that human experts have to take. And the results were pretty shocking. Okay, so on the National Strength and Conditioning Association fitness coaching exam, the AI scored an 88%. Now here's the wild part. They had a group of human experts. We're talking professional athletic trainers with more than a decade of experience take the very same exam. Their average score? 71%. Yeah. And it's the same story when it comes to sleep. On a practice version of the Sleep Medicine Board certification exam, the AI scored 79%. And again, that's higher than the human sleep medicine experts, who averaged 76%. So the main takeaway here is these models have some serious domain knowledge. So how is this even possible? Well, the secret sauce is specialization. This chart right here shows you exactly what happens when you train an AI for one specific job. When clinicians compared a specialized domain expert agent against a general AI, the results were just crystal clear. The specialized model was way better for being more comprehensive and, most importantly, more trustworthy. But, and this is a big but, with all this incredible promise comes some really serious peril. These systems are powerful, for sure, but they are not perfect. And when you're talking about healthcare, not perfect can have massive consequences. So let's take a look at the ghosts in the machine. So when researchers stepped back to look at the bigger picture, they found a whole bunch of really tricky questions we need to answer. This slide lays out the big ones, right? Like, how do you make absolutely sure the advice is safe and reliable? How do you protect our incredibly sensitive health data? And, when something does go wrong, who's actually legally on the hook? Beyond all those broad concerns, there's a more fundamental and kind of weird problem with these large language models. It's a phenomenon they call hallucination. And put simply, it's when an AI confidently states something that is completely and totally false. It's just making stuff up. And this isn't some theoretical problem. This is a real quote from a Reddit discussion about a scientific paper that had to be pulled. Why? Because it looks like the authors used an AI to help out, and it just invented fake scientific sources to back up its claims, including one supposedly written by Jane Doe. I mean, come on. This isn't just a simple error, it's a complete breakdown of trust at the most basic level. Okay, so if these tools can literally just invent facts out of thin air, how can we possibly ever trust them with our health? Well, that is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? And it's leading to an incredible amount of work focused on one single thing, building a truly trustworthy AI. And the answer isn't as simple as just throwing more data at the problem. Nope. Getting this right means having a super careful, scientific, and transparent process right from the very beginning. This is the kind of rigorous, painstaking work that researchers are doing. This four-phase process, which is based on some really strict guidelines for systematic reviews, just shows you the level of detail we're talking about. You start by exploring, then you screen thousands of sources, you assess every single one for quality, and only then do you extract the data. It's all about being systematic, not just powerful. So the key takeaway is that creating a reliable health AI is really a two-part solution. First, you have to specialize the model, train it to be a real expert in just one thing. And second, you have to test it like crazy against core principles like relevance, being grounded in actual data, and of course, trustworthiness. And honestly, the results of this approach, they speak for themselves. Just look at this end user evaluation. The specialized agent is nearly perfect on relevance and being grounded in data. But check out the key number here, trustworthiness. It scores an incredible 97%, while the general purpose model barely hits 39%. That's not just better, that is a massive, massive leap in reliability. And this right here perfectly illustrates the solution to our Jane Doe problem. When they asked actual users to compare the models, the specialized agent won by a landslide on providing credible citations. It was also way better at personalization and clearly defining medical terms. This is how you start to rebuild that trust. So where does all this leave us? Well, we have a technology that is moving forward at an absolutely breakneck pace, and it holds both immense promise and some really significant, really complicated risks. This is the real conflict, right? It's a tug of war. On one side, you have the potential for a tool that can give you insights into your own health that were pretty much unimaginable before. But on the other side, you've got a black box that could be flawed in ways we don't even fully understand yet, and that could lead to bad advice or a major breach of privacy. And that brings us to the final and most critical question that we, as a society, have not figured out yet. As these systems get more and more autonomous and more woven into our daily lives, if something goes wrong, who is ultimately responsible? Is it the developer, the user, the regulator? That's the conversation we all really need to start having.